2018. What is your New Year's resolution? What is yours? We're working on one other thing here. And you has the gold tone. I think everything I got over there, that is. So, do I have any more silver stuff over here? So, just got to finish eating dinner. Food that I mainly cook. I have worn this ring. I haven't worn this one in a while. It's need to be fixed. So I'm still in my little jewelry area over here. So I have to speak out whatever I want to put on when I get on live. How about that? So hope everyone been having a great day. What is your New Year's resolution? Anybody? Happy New Year, Sissy. Hey, cutie. How are you doing? Awesome. So I guess I'll put this ring on. It's like 3 rings in stacks. Okay, so I think I can function now. I got some rings on. Okay, so everyone, last night, everything, I looked back at the video and I was counting down. We were about to count down. And then all of a sudden, something happened to my laptop and I didn't get to count down. Then not only that, the internet, when I did go back and do it, the internet wasn't, was moving slow, but it was saying that on my clock, on my watch, not my watch, on my laptop, the time, and my phone time was the right time, but at the same time, but on TV, it was like 10 minutes behind. I'm like, what is really going on? So I don't know. So next year will be a better year, I hope. So I'm just coming on for a little bit, been working on some things, and we've been putting a lot of stuff out there. We're going to have our agenda, our lineup for 2018. I'm still working on it. Probably be about mid-January, or either a little bit before that, of the different things we want to do for 2018. Get it on the list, honey. Pray over it and let God bring the increase. Just bless it, Lord. Bless it. So, with that being said, and everything. So, Cecilia, she knew me from actually my AT&T days, and I'm so excited. I can't hold water when it comes to certain things, but I'm super excited because I'm starting a society for I'm gonna start the one for princesshood first, then I'm going to do the princehood second. I'm not sure when everything is going to come together. It might be 2020 when everything come in full circle, but I'm actually going to be attending princess prep school, and everything where I'm looking to have done and change over my name, all that will have princess in front of it, and so I'll be a part of royalty. I am royalty already, but for many years, many people said, well, when you should just go ahead and change your name. Well, back then, if I would have listened, I probably wouldn't have to pay no money to get it changed. Yeah, it costs now. I'm like, what? All before when you got married, when I got married over 30-something years ago, that was like 30-something years ago, you just went there and changed your name out. Now it's like, they want money. Like, why y'all want money? So anyway, so I'm sharing this with everybody. Everybody don't look at, follow me through my video messages. But if you feel within your being that you're a princess, there's no reason why you should not live like a princess. And our whole goal will be for you to pass it down to your generation, to your kids and their kids. And it just keeps rolling, keep rolling. So we in direct contact with UK, which is of course in United Kingdom, England, and then we're directly connected with Germany, where my girls were born over there. So they not as excited as I am, but they will fit the mold more because they were born there. So you will be heirs to actually fulfilling a real castle, of actually being over a real castle. But of course it has to go through generations, or go through levels before it hits you. So all this is being looked into further. I already got the main information for the last 3 weeks. It's been presented, and I've been studying up on it. And what makes it legal is that you can always change your name to whomever you want to change it to, as long as it's not doing for purposes of fraud or da-da-da-da, but you have a valid area. So, and all the things that I will be doing, I will own a piece of property there and all this. So that's one aspect of it, but I'll fill you all in all. And I had, before I changed it to CEO Darlene Pierce, it was actually Princess Darlene Pierce since I really started Facebook, and I changed it to CEO. So I will go back to that official name, and it will be Princess. And you could actually choose what as far as title under my society you would want. If you want to be accountants, if you want to be a baroness, and there's different titles that you can select from, and it will be a way for you to be able to, like I say, pass it down, just like if you pass down a piece of jewelry to your daughters. If it's more than one daughter, then of course you can roll in that. So if this seems interesting to you and you want to find out more, you're welcome to contact me. If not, I always just felt I have in my life, and it's like, I'm not saying that I'm not a princess in God's eyesight or royalty, but I've always felt this way and always looked at myself as one, not to think that I was better than anyone, but more so, it's a lot that comes with it. There'll be areas of where you would get out and, do a lot of things to make sure others are taken care of, because it's not about, you being so much of being all about you, like in the mirror like this. It's not about that. It's about you actually humanitarian things that you do, and that'll be lined up in the part of the society platform that I will actually have in place. So like I said, it could be less than 2 years, it could be close to that. I just want to take my time with it, because it will actually have to have the principle. They already have everything lined up from UK and Germany and other places. I want to line it up for America, Princess. And I'm not the one that will say I'm the only one that can do this. Anyone can do it. It's just that this is another area that I feel led to do and to move forward in. And this will be more of like princesshood and princehood. And you will know more about it as time unveil. So every time I'm like, well, I'm going to come on here and talk about this, and I end up not, end up talking about this because it's something that that I've been, like I said, been tapping into and listening to and understanding, the whole forum and the platform and stuff. And especially something that if you can pass down in generation. And leading back to the Bible, when you see kings and you see queens and you say, well, how did that even generate? Well, of course, in the Bible, it has a lot of kings, like King David, and, a lot of, I don't recall queens in the Bible, but I don't recall. But of course, they have to have a queen if they was married. That will be considered a queen. But I don't remember talking so much, and that's something that I would have to do more research on. But the whole thing of it is that it's where you will belong to a special type of mode, and you're able to share it, and you're able to present yourself in a way, of course, that will show others. But it's not about just want to be treated and pampered. It's not that. It's basically, it's just you just being, very giving and open and able to share. But a lot of things you will get privilege from, and that has been shown in many situations with a title in front of your name. You do get special privilege. A lot of ways. It's not a secret society, but that's just the norm. I'm not doing it for that, but that will not hurt, honey. It will not hurt at all. But anyway, I will make it and let y'all know close and close as I get it to be official in my world. And then I'm going to bridge it out to others and see if there's something that they would like to actually be a part of as well. And for those who are interested. So Prince. So, I was reached out, someone contacted me and, well, how young? And honestly speaking, I was thinking about having it in intervals of ages, because by the time, if they do it at 2 years old, a ceremony at when they get about 15, 16 years old, then that will put them into the mode for that type of lineup. So I may do it in intervals, and a lot of them, they start with like 5 years old, and it normally kind of stay around in the area where it's like between 5 and 12. But my thing is, I want to venture it out to even ones who are in their 40s, their 50s, and if this is something that you want to do, because there's no rule that it has to be a certain age. It's just that you will change over all your documents that will actually have your title in front of it, and it's legal. Now, some states, that's another thing that that's what I'm looking into, may have a different criteria, but at one point in time, it used to be free to actually have your name changed, and now it costs money. So we'll see how that would work out. So more to come on that. So I didn't come on directly to talk about this. I was actually over here messing with my jewelry, and I was like, you know what, this would be a great time to pop on. Now, what's happening with well, for my New Year's dinner, I didn't have, well, they said greens is what, money? Is it greens supposed to be money? And then the Hoppin' John's supposed to be eating something. I can't remember. But I didn't have no greens, and I didn't have no Hoppin' John. So, but we had some chicken, some candy yams, and some beans. We had beans, the green beans. But it wasn't that. And then I have my favorite dessert. Well, not favorite. One of my desserts that I like is not apple. What is in there? Pecan pie. Yes. So I'll eat that a little later on. That'll be my dessert and whatnot. So just talking right now. So earlier today, I did put out 3 videos about for the IPH Network TV. So you all have it. If you haven't subscribed to my video or to our TV network, please do so. It is IPH Network Media TV, and what you will do is subscribe, hit the little bell on the right hand side of it, and what it would do is allow you to see any updated information that we will send out. So you got to, I would say, hey, be a part of it. Right now we got like 8,600 and something views right now, I want to say, that have viewed our video. So that's awesome. So please continue, because it won't be of the, I'm just totally like different, like the way how I'm doing a lot of reviews. I get right online, honey, and bloop, bloop, go on the internet, and I find the stuff, and you right there with me. Well, you're not really directly right there with me, but you know what I mean. You're able to see what I see at the same time, and that's one way. So, so that will be awesome. So one of the ones I did today was the Hermes Birkin bag, and I did that today. I did Tiffany yesterday. I did this car. I just saw the car, and the car had been around since 2009, I think, but it's called Karma. You ever heard that car before? I said, Lord, have mercy. It wasn't, because I said my next car and would be that I want is a Range Rover. That's what I said I want. So I would do one on a Range Rover, and then I would do one on Marc Jacobs. I want to do the line on him. The Birkin bag. A lot of people online have done it. Like, they'll do their review on it. But my bag is... So I had really forgot what the leather, because what it is, the bags ranges from... Well, I've seen them as low as $8,000, and that would be considered pre-owned, to $150,000. I've seen it as high as $150,000. So I've had my bag about 10 years. I would say about 10 years. I got it. Like I said, I told y'all back when I had my list out, and these are the things I wanted. And so see, I believe you were at AT&T. Of course, you were then. When I wanted was a line called Rioni. I don't have this is a Rioni makeup bag, and it was from this family here called Rioni. It's an Italian line. So I went on the web. Was always been fascinated with Louis Vuitton, and so I wanted something more reasonable. So I went online and I started looking for bags that were reasonable, but they were leather. So I came across the Rioni Italian line. So when I did that, I was like, wow. And then with of course, the Louis Vuitton, their bags run anywhere like from $800 and up. And then with the Rioni, it was like anywhere from like $200 and up, depending on what do you want. So they had some where it's really affordable and whatnot. So this particular bag that I wanted, it was actually a drawstring, and I got it, and I was talking about it at work, and I remember sharing it with Dolores from she retired now, Dolores from Clerical, and all of them. We were just talking about it, and I was sharing. I said, "Oh, I got a new bag coming in. I'm excited to get it." Da 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 da. I was so excited, so excited. So it was my first bag, and I wanted to say the bag was about $300 and something. I want to say it was about that. So I got it in the mail. I mean, through the FedEx, whatever, and they brought it. It was this big. When I opened up the box, it was this big, beautiful box. Had all the tissues, paper, like designer stuff. And then it had this big magazine book, like to tell you the history of the bag. So I end up. I remember I was looking to see if it had the little card that comes with it. Like, it gives you a card that comes with each bag. A certified card, and is this it? No, it's not it. It's not it. And this is a Rioni also, but it's the Eiffel Tower one. I'm not trying to look for the little card. Well, okay, so I was looking. Anyway, so the bag came in. So I took it to work the next day. And I was like showing everybody the bag, the ones I had talked to about it. Oh, that's nice. I love it. So it just on, put it on my desk and everything like that. So I remember about a couple of days later, I was laying in bed upstairs, and some of you may have heard my testimony with this. So I was laying in bed upstairs, and I remember, like literally, where God spoken within my spiritual room, and say, the bag you basically got, I can't remember word for word, to give that up in an auction. And I rolled over immediately, and I was like kind of like shaking my head, like, my God, you just said my new bag that I just got to give it in an auction, and I didn't even line up the dots of what was to come, because I remember rolling back over in bed and I went to sleep. So a whole 2 weeks went by, and I may have thought about it here and there, of like a moment, But I still was like, I know God didn't tell me to give him my new bag that I've been waiting on, and this bag is, you know, a dream bag, and it's affordable, da 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 da. And so, all of a sudden, that morning of the actual auction, I was getting ready in the bathroom, and God said, remind me, said, remember that bag. And at that point, I was like, now between within those 2 weeks, I already had, now it came all together because of what? We were having a silent auction, auction at work. It was for raising money for babies. And Tamika was actually over, she was my AM, and she was over that auction. And so soon as it just, everything came back, said, oh yeah, the auction today, and then it just hit, remember the bag. And I said, oh, I didn't did anything but put the toothbrush down, honey, and whatever else. And I went to the box. I got my bag, put it back real neat, like, you know, basically how I found it, boxed it up, and I took it into work. So when I got into work, I went into my AM office, Tamika, and then actually Dolores was there. And I remember handing them the box. And they're like, what is this? And I said, and they opened it, and they was like, this is your new bag that you just got. And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, it's my new bag. I said, it's a spiritual thing. And I said, God bless. And I walked away. So I remember them not wanting to put the bag out. They took a picture of the bag and put the picture on the table of the bag. And so the auction went through and through and through. So really the only person know what that bag was, to not only to me, but no other bags, because what I normally do before I get anything, I study it and I, you know, learn it. So all of a sudden, so she was bidding. So anytime someone would bid on the bag, Tamika would go and outbid them and whatnot. So by this time, of course, the auction ended, and it was, she ended up only paying $40 for the bag. So she gave it to her mom. I can't remember if it was her mom's birthday or whatnot. So she ended up giving it back to her mom. So shortly after, all these different bags, from Marc Jacobs to Louis Vuitton to the Hermes bag here, any bag that I had on my list, I got blessed with it. So I got two right here, and this is just a testimony to let y'all know all things are possible. This is the Hermes bag that I'm talking about that I got. Okay, and then this one right here is the Marc Jacobs bag that I wanted and could not afford it. And when I tell you, it's every bit of roomy. And I have this thing about where I like the GM bags, the big bags. And so this right here is a unique thing about this, because it's called a kiss lock. And it actually opens up like this, like it's just a kiss lock. So I always looked at any bags I got. I said, well, I could do investments with it, and I can always sell it back. So, and I have sold back. I've seen pictures of bags I've had. I'm like, oh my gosh, I sold this bag. So I've had like 3 or maybe 4 Marc Jacobs bags. I only have one Hermes bag, but I have a pink Italian bag that I got from Italy that reminds you of an Hermes. I have like 4 Louis Vuitton bags I know I worked every day, but according to whatever your money is and the way how things align up, you got bills to pay. So all those ones I knew that I had on my list that I wanted, I know I couldn't afford them, but I was just believing. But God, through me being obedient with giving up that one bag, all these other bags just came into the mix. It's like God just worked a way for me to be able to get them, and it did not, you know, do anything against what my plans were and stuff like that. So that's my testimony to you all. I'm not boasting and bragging to say I got, you don't know. I'm here to tell you it's all possible by being obedient, and also listening and knowing who your Father is. Yeah, so I'm looking for anything else I thought I could show. So not only the bag that I wanted other things. God lined it up, and I got all of them. So I'm here to tell a story to say to someone maybe listening, materialistic things is put in place, but it's all about if you looking at it as a God. So because I desire and I love these things, there was one point in time in my life when I was in Germany that God had revealed a scripture to me through another person. She was told to give me a scripture. She was my secret sister. No, I'm sorry. She's my sister. It was called Secret Sister. And they give you at the end of the church, before church out, like, oh, who getting anything from their secret sisters? So they'll somebody go up to church and give the little thing, and then you knew when they call your name, you got up and you got it. So God gave her a scripture for me, and she didn't share it. And that week before, when God gave it to her, He revealed it to me like the next week. I was actually just with my Bible. And when I opened up, it went directly. My eyes pierced on the scripture was saying about putting other things as God. So I truly believe I still have desires for the things, but not in the same sense that He will give you to whatever your heart desires, but just not using it as a God, like literally. If you can understand and hear what I'm saying. So I've been there in understanding that and knowing, but things I still do adore. I adore cars. I adore jewelry. I adore homes. Everything is, we here on earth, we're gonna adore different things. And according to being humble and also being obedient, doors open and things do happen. So within this past 2 years, these are just things that I look back as signs what God have revealed and say, remember, I did this for you. I could do anything for you. Because there are times like with me praying even about my business, like I said, I don't know what tomorrow going to be. I don't know how money is going to come in and generate this and that aspect. And this is my learning way of how God wants me to learn, so I can give the testimony also to others out there who are struggling about wanting to leave from a job or don't know, or just don't understand how things going to work out. And I'm here to say, God don't give you the whole path. Sometimes things are stopped at a certain within that path, and you have to wait until He gives you more for you to go on further. And I just had a conversation with my daughters 2 days ago or yesterday about in the path that I'm doing now. Every year I like to change up stuff, and I pray about it, and I'm like, God, okay, what I'm going to be doing, and things be coming like bloop, 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 bloop. My head just spinning like like all kind of stuff. So 2 months out, I just started seeing how things were like slowing up. I wasn't getting different like campaigning stuff or promotional stuff for the business. I'm like, God, well, what's going on? Like, just like I'm talking to y'all, same thing. And just praying about it. So a lot of things that I'm still going to be working on, and a lot of things I'm not going to be working on. Not that heavy focus will not be on there. So I put that letter out far as we did a spill in reference to letting everybody know, what we're going to be heavy focused on and what we're not going to be heavy focused on. But one thing that, God has shared with me about partnership and with me, starting my business and from scratch, from the way my business is set up and have been set up, there was nobody basically for me to mimic for all the things that I've been doing. There's a lot of things that I had to seek and for Him to get answers, because I didn't know. I'm like, well, I didn't even know how to do websites. I didn't know how to build websites. I didn't know how to rally and become a spokesperson or a person, a PR person or whatnot for people, or want the exposure for them. And how about I'm going to do all of this? I didn't have any clue of how to do any. All I knew that God had put in my heart and in my spiritual realm for me to be a vessel, be the bridger, to bridge people over to each other. The ones that could, help them get out even further along with me. So with my business, a lot of people look at it as like, well, she's been doing this for a long time, honey, like 20 years. No, just 2013 started officially. And then I didn't go into it really full time until I retired from AT&T, which was in 2015, meaning that that's when I went into more of a full spin of everything. Before that, you know, my daughter, and she would be at home and she would do certain things, but mainly I would work when I get home from work into the business. So a lot of it, the way how some people look at it, and all this was shown to me, is that, you know, of course they see the way they, a lot. You have people who want what they want. They come to get what they want, and then they go bye-bye. But the type of business that my operation is like a circle of what the things I'm doing it's a circle effect. And it's to help others, but then again, they helping me too. So it's like a partnership. It's not about, oh, I just help you and you do nothing. It's like, what is your part in it? You know, how we going to partner together? Because it's not like it's a 20-year-old business that been in place. It's a business that started the same time you starting as an aspiring model or aspiring talent. We're right here together. So how we going to make this happen? So we build on each other. We help each other out. So it showed me that a lot of people were just selfish in their way, and that's between them and God, because I know I'm doing and have been doing things from my heart. But there are people that I don't know who he have spoken to, who he have shown to, that saying that what I have in place is to help others get out even further. But the question is, do you want it? How you want it? I mean, it's all about a partnership as well. It's we pulling together and making it happen. So there's some things that just was shown to me when it started slowing down. I was like, wow. I was like, well, I'm like, God, well, I know I got all these different things in place, but I don't see the increase in certain areas. And it wasn't for the lack that it wasn't there for the one to jump, you know, and be a part of it. It was just people, you know, in certain cases feel like, well, if you not doing it, you know, for me for free, I don't want no part of it. I don't want any part of it. If it's not for free, I don't want no part of it. So the partnership comes into play when people, you render a service, they get the service, or they render their talent or their whatever skills, and then it's like a back and forth kind of thing. So, you know, it is what it is at this point in that regards. I have actually been shown to do some other things to add on, and that's what I'm working on, and that's what I will do. But I'm not sure if it will go back to the other area, because I've spoken and I've said that everything I've done in my life, it was for a reason. Some people, they feel, and this is what have been shown to me, I can't speak for anybody else, but ever since I was very young, any place I've put my foot or feet in or walk in or whatever is because of God to get the glory in all of it. And that's I can't speak for and saying should everybody see it that way. I feel like everyone should see it that way from their personal type of mode, but I can't speak for them. But I know for me, every job I've went on is because of what God has opened those doors for me to be connected and unite with someone. Sometimes it's one person and sometimes it's many. And at AT&T, it happened to be many. It happened to be many of my reason for being there that length of time. It happened to be many, many people. And then now with the industry, it happens to be many, many people. So it's amazing. So I'm excited. And so we'll see how the next, you know, what's coming up next. But I'm actually in the midst of getting my plan in line for 2018. Yeah, I need that. And where you'll see all the things we have going on. I want to start doing stuff with events. I want to start planning certain things to make it an annual event, like parties and like New Year's, like this coming for 2018. I want a New Year's party, and when that already planning, the fashion shows, the Carolina Fashion Weeks, all that will be on the actual agenda and lined up on the calendar. So all that is all coming. I'm just waiting for other things to be confirmed and whatnot. And when it comes down to, like I say, different functions, fashion shows for ones who would like to book our models, that is all in the play, in the process of getting up the letters to send out to all. And it's amazing, because this is a path that will open the doors for many, many models And then with that being said, we would put out for the models that we would want to be a part of what we're doing. There will be ones that will come and they will audition, but I'm not going to accept everyone. You're going to have the skills to be able to be a part of my new added on. It actually is going to take the place of IPH production. It's going to be IPH promotional models and whatnot, and it will come a time where just say if someone want to book us out of New York and you flying up and all this stuff, hey, it just have to be just that mindset that you could be booked, you will get paid, you will actually get your even premium exposure even further. So all this is actually being lined up now, but I know how it works as human beings. We see something, we want to be a part of it, and the question is, when you see other being a part of it, then you're like, well, how can I be a part of it? Well, it's going to be a tight decision making, and it will be where I'm not excited to do my friend, honey, or you've been in my network, or you've been a part of my production company before. You will get selected according to certain criteria, and if you don't meet those criteria with the check off, you will not be a part of that. And that's just because it's going to take, a whole lot. And when I tell you, I'm not in any type of lineup for anything with dealing with foolishness. I'm just not. I want, if someone book us to be in Atlanta and they want this show to go on, and we already wrote into this commitment, said 20 models, then we want 20 models. And if one can't be there because of such and such, you have to be that professional mindset to already let us know ahead of time. If it's an emergency, you're sick, or if something happened, of course, but it can't be where, lollygagging or you hating on this person and that person. Nah, it just ain't gonna happen. I want a straight, streamlined path to do and be available and ready to just like this. When I say this, I look like this. If it's on the contract or commitment, and this is the way my vision of seeing it. If it's in Texas, I want a group of models in Texas. If it's in Atlanta, I want a group of models in Atlanta. But there will be times where you might need to have Atlanta come over to Texas, or Texas model come to Atlanta, or either go to New York. I just want it to be where you're ready and you got that mindset. I know for little kids who are in school, they may not be able to travel like that, but we will, work towards getting it on the weekends where they will be able to travel like that. So, that's basically it in that nutshell, and I have more information coming about that. Now, this project and all, it could actually go into 2019 for this mode to get it where I want it at, or it could be 2020. However the situation is, I'm just putting it all down, praying that God increase all of it, because really, it's all in His hands. And this is a path that I know that a lot of models, they want to be paid models. And it has to start from somewhere. It has to start from somewhere. And some models that I know, they do get paid for events and stuff like that. And some of them, they do it because that's what's in their hearts of heart to do it, and they're not looking for that payout. But the whole thing, they're willing to just go the mile or the yards to be able to get the exposure and the experience. And I truly get that. So this is a whole new ball game, and this is where we're going to see a lot of great things happening. And I will have further information coming out. Along with that being said, we need to do a promotional video coming up, and I'll have that information of that. So, in the promotional videos of fashion shows, we're trying to get some links and some parts back from previous fashion shows that we've done to link it all up together. But for the ones that will be selected to be a part of the promotional models, we will definitely do a video shoot with them to do the promotional, so that can even give more leadway to far as them for exposure and vice versa. So that's all coming, you all. That's all coming. Let me see if anything else I want to talk about. I don't think anything else I want to talk about. I think I'm done talking. But please subscribe to our IPH Network Media TV And hopefully I have more information about that, where it's coming, where you'll be able to click on a link and see all our channels other than on YouTube. And you'll be able to see us streaming when we do have fashion shows and stuff like that, and all that. So I'm not sure if anybody from Walterboro on here, but we're looking to probably have the Walterboro, Carolina Fashion Week in Walterboro, for Walterboro doing the Rice Festival. I'm thinking along those lines, since a lot of people are going to be in town already. And then we'll see what we'll do with Fayetteville and other places. But just want to put that out there. I'm looking to have that along the line. So I know I've talked about a whole lot, honey. I went from princess hood. Let me get my tiara, honey. But my tiara is I'm gonna have a higher tiara after a while. So y'all know what this means when I put this on. I mean business. Well, anyway, so that's all I have. Anyone have any questions, or what is your New Year's resolution? Anyone want to share theirs? Well, I shared mine last night. Mine is basically putting God first, continue to put God first, exercising more, getting more tuned with my body. I'm getting older and I feel different in certain ways and cases, so I need to definitely work on that. Also, my business, I'm working towards, for it to be successful. And also when it comes down to just being there for others. I know February we normally do the roses. We do that every year. Where I go out and pass out roses. For AT&T, I did it there for a couple of years, where pass out roses at work to people, just doing Valentine. That's one of the big things I like to do. There are times where we would go out in the streets, just pass it out to random people, just to say, I love you. And also, they could be getting a dozen roses at home, but everyone loves roses, right? So that's something that we'll put out about getting that back on board for Valentine's Day. Whoever want to do that, you can do it in your own city. You can get like 10 roses if you want to get 20, whatever you led to do, and just pass it out. You can go to the mall. You can go anywhere, wherever you feel led to, your job, and just pass it out and just touch people's hearts, and it just really puts a big smile on their faces. There were one time I gave one to the whole family. It was all females. It was, the husband wasn't there, but the wife had 4 girls or 3 girls, and they were just smiling ear to ear with their roses, honey. They were just as happy they just want to be. So that is coming, and then along with the different, like the mode, we're getting it lined up for charity work. We'll get all that lined up for charity work. We want, like I said, anyone who want to be a part of the princesshood, as far as, within the society, want you to understand that it's going to be so much of not just about you, it's about others, sharing, and being in the world to help others out. And, going to different areas, like, to shelters, going to, far as the old folks home, or different, places, hospital, and just, just sharing and doing things to help others feel better about themselves, and inspiring, of course, people. So that's what we're looking at it to be, and more will come, like I say, about that. So that's all I have. I don't see anyone putting anything. I want to give some shout outs. See Michelle Johnson. Hey, Michelle. Celia and Francis. Let's see. Oh, I need to be going down. Darius, Angela, Nina, and Edwin. Thanks, and Burley. Thanks for watching. So I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my evening. Get used to the day is Monday, not the day is Sunday, because I'm always getting stuck on this Monday thing. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. So take care. God bless. Ta-ta. Ta-ta. Bye, you all. Love you. Bye-bye.